Spell conjures up some mean old magic to give us chills this Halloween season. Did it put a spell on us? Find out as we review Spell, starring Omari Hardwick and Lorretta Devine on this episode of Blerd Up Reviews.
Welcome back to another episode of Blerd Up Reviews, where we talk about all things movies, TV, and gaming, all with a blurred twist. We're your host, I'm Killer Cam.
And I'm Monique.
And today we are going to be reviewing Spell, starring Omari Hardwick and Miss Lorretta Devine. Oh my gosh, so we did react to the trailer for this movie as well. And I don't know about you, I was geeked. I was ready for it.
Yep. I was super excited for this, especially to see Lorretta Devine in this type of movie. I think she was perfect for it. So,
and of course, there hasn't been that many movies out about Hoodoo, conjure, root work. I think the last one was Skeleton Key, and when I saw the trailer for this, I was really excited because the stuff that they did show us looked pretty damn accurate. So I was like, ooh, I can't wait to see how this magic pops off. So definitely, let's go ahead and jump into this review. But before we do that, thank you to everyone who's been liking and subscribing to our channel. We truly appreciate it. Number one, it helps push us up in the YouTube algorithm. Number two, it just makes us feel good to see it, No, but seriously, it lets us know what type of content you guys are digging, what you guys are feeling. So again, if you like what you see, make sure you hit the like button. And if you're new, want to stay up to date with what we got going on, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you in the Blerd Up family. Without further ado, let's go into the movie review. Spell. All right. Quick synopsis.
So basically, Spell is about a guy. He's got his own family. His name is Marquise, and they said it really a lot in this movie. Marquise T. Woods, basically, who's got this good life. Has a good family. He's it sounds like he's a lawyer, but he makes lots of money. He treats his family. Basically giving them whatever they want whenever they want and letting them do whatever they want. But he gets the news that, his father passes away, and he ends up having to go to the Appalachian, Kentucky, to go to his funeral. So on top of everything else, and being, lawyer and everything like that, he also can fly his own planes. He's also a pilot. So he puts his family into one of his planes, and they drive down to this Appalachian, Kentucky area, and unfortunately the plane crashes on the way, and he wakes up, and he's all of a sudden in Miss Eloise's sewing room with a hurt foot. And throughout the whole rest of the movie, he's trying to figure out what happened to his family and how he can get out of this situation with Miss Eloise and Mr. Earl and Lewis, because basically they have been keeping him captive there in the sewing room. So
oh my gosh. So this movie reminded me of a few things. Of course, Skeleton Key, that's the obvious, but it also reminded me of Misery because the way she kept him in the bed. And you know what? This was a different movie because she didn't hide what she was doing. She was like, I'm the greatest conjurer from here to Mississippi. You know what I mean? And also Marquise's character was familiar with conjure work, root work. So there was no questioning. The movie wasn't about what's happening to me. The movie was more, where's my family? How am I going to get out of this? I appreciated it for that aspect because, again, whoever wrote this movie, who did write this movie? We'll have to go back and look that up, and I'll probably pop it in the video. Apologies for that, you guys. But the writer of this movie definitely did their research, and just the way Lorretta Devine was talking, I'm gonna fix you good. She was using the lingo. And then also another thing that I noticed, like you said, they kept saying his name. It's because she was planning to do stuff with his body. Of course, she had the boogity, the puppet or whatever, and she kept saying his name because there's the link. She was linking the stuff that she did have together, and she was planning on linking what she planned to do with him later. So
Got
when
you.
you're doing a
Got you.
spell, you have to, like Lovecraft said, have intent, So when casting
Okay.
that spell, she's gonna have to say Marquise T, whatever,
Yep.
you know.
Yep. I think the most enjoyable part of this movie was Loretta Devine, and I think you
Hmm.
could tell that she was having a lot of fun with it, and I'm
Yeah.
so happy for her because she just made this movie everything to me. Like you said, from the way she was speaking, to the way she was, her manner, like her look she would give him sometimes.
Hmm.
Like I absolutely loved her in this movie.
Yeah.
Um, in addition, yeah, you did mention that, she really wasn't hiding what she was all doing. The only thing was, the Omari Hardwick's character, Mark, was just so into his, like, I don't believe in that stuff. This is why I
Hmm.
ran away from my father, because he tried to make me believe in this stuff. This stuff doesn't exist. He was so, at one point, just saying, this stuff doesn't exist,
Yeah.
that it made it so much easier for her to do what she was doing to him.
Right. And that's a huge thing that I always laugh at when I hear people say, not just in movies, in real life, well, I don't believe in that stuff. Well, it believes in you. So,
Right.
so,
Right. Right.
so it don't matter what you believe in. It believes in you. And if somebody wants to do it and they have the means and the intent to do it, they can do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the
Yep.
way it is.
Yep.
I really enjoyed the aspect also because it was, again, they kept referring to him as an uppity Negro and stuff like that
Mm-hmm.
because it was also a story of him getting back to his roots.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you don't believe in it, but you were raised in it. So,
Yep, yep.
you know,
And I kind of felt like too, because like again, you kept saying that, or you just said that they kept calling him an uppity Negro. I kind of felt like it was a more of a fight between, because back in slavery times they said,
hmm,
lighter skin Negroes were more acceptable around their masters than the darker skin.
hmm,
So I kind of felt like in some, I don't know if that's right or not, but that's what I kind of felt like. Maybe the darker skinned Negroes were like, this is why we're doing this to you, because not only were you have a better life for you away from here, you got
hmm.
away from your roots, but we don't like if you know what I mean. Like, I don't want to
Yeah.
really say it, but we don't like the way we were treated and how you were treated differently, basically.
Yeah, and I looked at it from that perspective as well because he was looking down on them, whether
Mm-hmm.
he meant to or not. Just his very existence and where he is today is him looking down on
Mm-hmm.
basically the people who raised him, forgetting where you
Mm-hmm.
came from. Basically, his kids are spoiled, you
Very.
know. So it was kind of one of those things to where um, they was trying to knock him down a peg, maybe in the most
Mm-hmm.
extreme way, but they were going to make use of his body and his family.
Yeah.
So whatever. The other thing that I was laughing at, it was like, dude, on y'all way there, you kept seeing stuff that was saying you shouldn't go. Like
Right
the little
there,
root
he
work
had.
man was like, you want to take this with you? And he was like,
Yeah.
nah, I don't believe it. He was like, all right.
Yeah,
Like,
he had so many signs that he just completely ignored, because he was steadfast in his beliefs that voodoo didn't. Even when he saw some of the voodoo hoodoo stuff when he went into the gas station, he was like, oh,
mhm,
but I'm just like, okay, you have so many warnings. So many people have tried to give you these warnings in terms of, like, are you sure you want to go up there? Like,
mhm.
don't you want something for protection or anything like that? Like, at least for me, if I was like, yeah, that stuff didn't exist, but I had a whole bunch of people coming to me like, you sure you want to go out there? You don't need no
Right.
protection? I'd be like, why? Do I need it?
Protection.
Go
Look,
ahead, give me some.
look, we
Yeah.
not going.
Yeah.
Look, I'm
Yeah.
alright. you
Yeah.
know.
So
The other part that
um
I thought was funny because because there were some instances where I did kind of agree with him or whatever, where he saw that outhouse and he was like,
yeah, no.
like, nah, I wouldn't
That was
get
like
that
a
either,
Jason
player.
Voorhees outhouse. That as soon as you got in
Damn
it.
enchiladas.
Them damn enchiladas. But there is a very gnarly scene in this movie, which it had me cringing
Yeah.
to the point where I just didn't want to look at it anymore. I think it was very, I think this movie had a lot of scenes like that, a lot of things that were happening where later on we find out what was really happening. So I think this this movie did a really good job in that. I'm not gonna say it's the greatest, horror movie, voodoo hoodoo movie in the world. It did
Right.
get kind of um I guess you can say typical towards the end, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not. I still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed seeing something. Again, there's not a lot of voodoo hoodoo movies out there,
Mm-hmm.
especially today. So I enjoyed seeing something, somebody else, tackle it and give us something a little, try to do a little bit something new.
Yeah.
But I just enjoyed watching it.
I did too. I did too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Jumping into the review here, Blerdometer scale 1 to 10. You want to do the honor or you want me to?
I can start.
Okay.
On the scale on the blurtometer, I'd probably give this a 6.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I landed it too. Because again, it was fun to watch. Excuse me. It was fun to watch. Um, Acting was pretty solid. It wasn't any
Mm-hmm.
scenes where I'm just like,
Yeah.
I like the
Yeah.
story. And again, it's Halloween. You want something spooky to watch. This is a good thing to do. Then also, it's an African American movie. It's
Mm-hmm.
based on African American culture, conjure culture. I
Mm-hmm.
can't deny that. What I will say, and I forgot to mention it when we were doing the review for Bad Hair, because heck, guys, again, this is maybe about our fourth video about witches. So witches were in this season. But the thing I forgot to mention about Bad Hair and this movie, these would have been great additions. Why couldn't y'all take this for Tales from the Hood 3? Like,
Right.
these
Right.
would have been great stories for Tales from the Hood 3. And again, I'm going to go back to that point I made. I would like to see some sort of horror anthology based on African American mysticism. I would like
Mm-hmm.
to see that, or even if they take take notes at Tales from the Hood 4, we done gave you 3 different stories here that you could have popped in there. This would have been a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
Cool. All right, so scores a 6 on the Blurtometer, worth a watch. What did you guys think? Did you get a chance to check this one out? We definitely want to know. Have you seen any other African American movies around mysticism, magic of that nature? We definitely want to hear about that as well. So drop down below in those comments. Let us know. Until next time, again, we're your host. I'm Killer Cam.
And I'm Monique.
We'll see you on the next episode of Blerd Up Reviews.